On this episode of Men's Point of View, we're going to be talking about a big one: child support. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome everyone to Men's Point of View, episode 1. I'm your host, Eric Savage, and we're going to get right into the episode. The topic of choice is child support. That's right, child support. Now, I picked this topic because it's a very controversial topic. For the most part, women feel that men do not pay enough child support. They feel like the money that they are getting is not enough to take care of the kids that they have in the household. But me, I feel like child support is not fair on the men's side. Let me repeat. I feel like child support is not fair on the man's side. And let me tell you why. For the most part, when a couple or a man and wife that are married split up and the kids 9 times out of 10 goes with the mother, that's when child support comes into play. Now, the first mistake, well, I ain't gonna say it's a mistake. The first complaint I have about child support is that once y'all split up, you have to make sure you stay on top of the child support, because if you don't, you will be behind. And I ain't talking about like behind. I'm talking about like behind, like 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, because they gonna go back from the time that y'all split and was not living together and add all that time back. So if you get put on child support, or you got a child support case pending, from the time that case is pending, you should be giving the other person's money until the child support case is taken care of. Because if you don't, you're going to start off behind. And I feel like that's one part of child support is not fair, is because once the case gets started, they should have some kind of amount for the guy to start paying, so he won't be behind. But they don't. That's something they don't do. Okay. Now, point 2 that I have about child support is that the fact that they take your total income. Let me repeat that. Your total income. Now, if you have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, if you get a lot of overtime, all that plays a factor in as your total income. So say if you got a second job to kind of counterbalance some of the money that's coming out of your first check for child support, and it's time for a review, well, they're going to add that second job's income into your total income with your first job, and now that's your total income, and they're going to take from that. And that's my second complaint, because I feel like a second job is extra money to help out the person that's getting a second job. You know, second job shouldn't be added into child support when you're trying to get some of the money back that you're giving out to help you make ends meet. So that is my second complaint. Now, I want to go on record and say that I don't feel like they should eliminate child support, and I don't feel like I don't have any ill will toward child support. I just feel like some of the laws can be made or changed to be fair. I feel like if a person goes to work and work 40 hours and you know, you get paid on Friday, and when you get your check, almost all of it went to child support, then how is that fair? You know, how can you maintain what you're doing if all your money is going to child support? Now, it's women out there. I know the first thing they go say is, well, you didn't have to have those kids. Well, that's true. You did. You didn't have to have them kids, but, you know, they're here now, so you can't worry about that part. But at the end of the day, if a man goes to work and work 40 hours a week, and he comes, you know, at the end of the week, he gets his check and he can't pay his bills or pay his car note, all that stuff plays a factor in the man's well-being of keeping that job. So, you know, if you can't get to work, how you going to keep your job? You know, if you ain't got nowhere to stay, how you going to keep a job? It's just all that plays a factor. And I feel like the other side don't see that part. They just want money, but they don't see the man's side or the man's point of view on I got all this extra stuff to do on top of the child support, So I feel like some females should take that into consideration when they be trying to get increases or this or that. Now, my third complaint is, say if you work the job, you've been on that job for 12 years, you've been grinding, putting in work, and supervisor notices and you get a promotion. Woohoo! I mean, happy. You happy? You get a promotion and all of a sudden you're back in court for a child support increase because you got let's say a $5 increase raise, $5 an hour increase raise. So you're going to be right back in court on child support. And I feel like that's not fair, man. You grind, you put in your work, you put in the time, and your bosses recognize your work and you get a raise, a job. You feel like you about to finally get out of the hole, and then bam, you back in court. When is enough, man? When is enough money enough? I feel like if a child stayed in the home with you, you wouldn't be spending all that money a month on them. And I feel like a lot of these females just, I don't know, man. I just don't know why they feel like they should get the man's whole check. And the sad part about it is that half of the kids that's getting child support into their household do not see any of that money. They have never seen the check, never got $1, because the mother's using it for other stuff. I feel like, how is that fair? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. My question to my listeners: do you think child support is fair? Now, I know a lot of women out there got some answers for me, and I'd love to hear them. You can send all your submissions to emaintv79@gmail.com. I want to hear some feedback on this subject because this subject should have been talked about a long time ago. But I started this podcast for topics like this to be talked about and talked out because I want to hear some feedback. I want to know, am I the only guy that thinks this way? But I can tell you I'm not, but I want to hear from other viewers. So once again, you can send your submissions to emaintv79@gmail.com. Now, I also want to go on the record and say that for the guys that do everything in their power not to pay any child support, I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about them guys that duck and dodge and try their best not to pay any child support. I'm not talking about them guys. I'm talking about the regular, average Joe guys that go work their 9 to 5, do what they're supposed to do, and try their best to help their kids the best way they can. I'm talking about those guys, like myself. But let me tell you from personal experiences, it gets hard out here when you try to maintain your lifestyle, and then you keep getting hit with increases on your child support. It gets hard, man, because it makes the job frustrating when you go to work and you some people got some hard jobs out there. You go to work and then that you working, you doing your work, but at the end of the week most of your check gonna be gone, and that's where the frustration comes in for a man point of view, because I don't want anybody to think that men don't want to take care of their kids. I know I don't. I love my kids, and I think I can speak for most men that we want to help take care of our kids. But I got one question for the women out there, and my question is: let's say y'all been split up for maybe 10 years. You've been split up for 10 years, and you probably got maybe 2 increases because, the guys probably got pay raises or overtime or whatever the case may be. How come y'all still call and ask for extra stuff? Like, I can understand, like me, myself, I'm going to take you, personal right now. Okay. I try to buy my kids school shoes for school. I know every kid out there want new school shoes. They want to, for the new year, they want to go to school the first day with some new shoes. I mean, I was like that when I was a kid, so I know my kids gonna want to do the same. So I try to buy my kids a pair of shoes, new shoes for school and stuff like that. But how come that, women always, try to add extra stuff? Like, if you got a child living with you, I'm talking to the ladies out there right now. If you got a child living with you, and you want that child to do a lot of extra activities, cheer, band, all this other stuff, but you also know that stuff costs money. Now, I don't want to take away from my child's school experiences by not letting them participate in activities. But if a parent knows that they can't afford those activities, why would you put that child in those activities? Me, myself, I wanted to play football when I was in high school, but you know what? My mom had 6 kids and she could not afford for me to play football. So guess what? I did not play football. I was a little upset at first, but I understood that my mom couldn't afford it. So why even get into that program when I knew my mom couldn't help me afford the cliques and uniforms and whatever the case, whatever I had to pay for, I knew she couldn't afford it. So, but now it seems like y'all pushing these kids, y'all letting these kids do all these extra activities when you know you can't afford it. And then you come to us for extra money, but y'all not taking in consideration that we're paying child support already. So where is that extra money going to come from? And then you turn around and try to make us feel bad about that, I feel like that's just not fair, man. That's just my point of view on it. It's not fair. For the dads who actually care out there, it's not fair. You make us feel like we don't want to help our child. You just put all these different opinions in the child's head about your daddy don't want to help you. It's like that. But for the most part, we can't. We don't have any extra money. So I just feel like women should take into consideration some of these programs that they put kids in. If they know they're not going to have the money for that child to do that program, why put them in there? The first thing they say, well, you can ask your daddy for some money. That's true, you can. But, 9 times out of 10, we're not going to have it if we got our own bills. Now, I can see if the daddy or your child was still staying at home or something, or he had a check coming or something, maybe he had some extra money. But for the most average Joe guy working a 9 to 5, you just don't have no extra money like that, man. So I just feel like some women should take that into consideration when they, let kids do all the extra activities. I feel like some activities you can do, but you can't do all of them. Okay, if you want to do band, you can do band, but you can't do band and then do cheer or this and that. Just do band. Then it'll be all right. But you got all the activities you want to do, which is fine. But just be considerate of the man's extra money. If he got some extra money, he might get ahead on one of his bills or something. Then bam, you need money for a cheer or band or whatever the case might be. So I just feel like the women should take in consideration when they let their kids do all the extra programs, because speaking from personal experience, man, I don't never have any extra money to help out on that, with the child support that's coming out of my check. So, and I feel bad that I can't help, I just feel bad that they put us in that situation when they know we can't help, and we gotta tell our baby girl or our son, "Oh, son, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't have it. I ain't got it. I won't have it." That just, man, it hurts your heart to have to tell your kid that. So I feel like they should take that in consideration. The child support, they should take that in consideration. So I'm gonna end episode 1 with a question for my viewers out there, and that question is the same question I asked at the beginning of the episode. Do you think child support is fair? Do you think child support is fair? That is my question to my viewers. I would love to know what you think. Like I said, you can email me, emaintv79@gmail.com. Once again, that's emaintv79@gmail.com. Let me know, what do you think? Let me know your answer to the question. Do you think child support is fair? Now, this topic would be a 2-episode topic. Now, there's no way I can fit this topic into 1 episode because I want to have a different perspective on this topic. So for episode 2, I'm going to give you a little insight on the next episode, where what I would do is I would bring in a panel. I would try to find a total of 3 men and 3 women, which I will add 2 guys and 3 females on the panel, and we will all discuss this topic together, and that'll give you a better overall perspective on what women think about child support and what guys think about child support. So I'm really looking forward to episode 2, because you'll get a better in-depth on females' point of view and men's point of view about child support. So I want to thank y'all for listening to Men's Point of View, episode 1, child support. Be on the lookout for episode 2 next week. I would like to thank everyone for watching Men's Point of View. Be on the lookout for my next episode coming soon.